John, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. What's going on?
So, little guidance here. I want to know what I would do. I'm bidding a job. It's going to get close to 200 grand. I can get a performance bond. I understand how to do it. I already talked to Scott, I think his name is. So, if I get the job, the way that I have to do it is I can get a performance bond, but I have to get a bond, a back bond. I got to get bonded back.
Okay.
So I haven't called anybody yet, but it's just a painting job. It's a painting job they got like 15 houses that they want painted in somewhere in the middle of Montana. I didn't call anybody. What happens if I get into an event? Like, there's no time frame for them to provide a bond to me. I'm going to have to call somebody. Am I just putting myself in a pickle, or is there a way around this? You understand my question, or am I talking gibberish?
You're talking gibberish, but I'm putting it together in my head as to what you really mean. So I'm gonna say this back to you, and you tell me where I'm wrong. Okay. So
Okay.
you've got a job that you're interested in. It's to paint 15 houses. You're thinking about turning in a bid for $200,000, or you've already turned in a bid for $200,000. I'm not sure yet. Don't answer that question. Just keep listening to me. Uh, and you're discovering that for $200,000 on this big painting job, Scott's probably going to require that the subcontractor bond back to Ryan Electrical Services the job. And you're concerned over whether or not that's achievable or not because you have not made any phone calls to any painters in Montana to discover if they can even do the job for $200,000, which you don't know yet, or that they could even bond the job. And so my guess is that you're asking me how that conversation happens between you and the painting company in Montana. Okay, so there's basically two questions I've asked you in this conversation. One, did you already turn in a bid? And two, how do you have that conversation with the painter? How did I do?
Yes, that's right. So I have not turned in a bid yet. I have it all set up, ready to submit, but I was like, I know that I'm going to have to get a performance bond here. But then I I got 48 to 72 hours to accept this bid or turn it down. Am I putting myself in a pickle here to where I'm just not going to be able to get all the things that I need to get done
Oh, are you saying that you
from
can't?
a contract?
You're wondering if you can get a bond back within that 48 hours or something?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
probably. The answer is most likely because for a $200,000 painting job, you're going to be contacting commercial painters, and they're used to bonding jobs
Yep.
anyway. So getting a bond out of them is going to not be difficult.
Okay. Okay. They just have to produce it in that 48 hours. They have to give me a bid and they have to produce a bond in
Well,
48
I
hours
mean,
to
that just
or
depends on
72.
how risk averse you are. Like, I mean, if you're talking to a commercial guy that's in the business doing that, he's really interested, you feel confident, that then he's probably gonna do it, And but you're right, you do run risk if you take the job and then all of a sudden the guy flakes out or says, What, I thought bonding was this, but it's actually that. Oh, I don't have that. Okay, you do run that risk. So eh, that's going to be on the confidence that you have in those phone conversations. Or somebody saying, yeah, I'll take a contract today. But keep in mind, if you issue him a subcontract agreement, which he's going to require prior to producing a bond, okay, you need to get on that. But what if you go to call the government back and the job doesn't happen? He's going to have a cost associated with that bond, so you need to be prepared for that risk. Okay?
Uh, yep. Okay.
So,
Okay.
just think the
Okay.
whole thing through, have the conversations, and then make decisions based on your confidence. And then at the end of the day, how hard is it to get a hold of me? I mean, I called
it's
you.
really easy.
I missed your call, but I called you back within a minute or two,
Yeah.
and so if you get into a quote pickle, just pick up the phone and call me and keep me and let's just keep bouncing ideas off until we get it solved.
Okay. So, okay. So I was listening to the training the other day, and your father was talking about a job that he did. He had a guy that bid the job for $149,900. He's like, I didn't even look at the job. I don't know anything about the job. It's just been awarded to me. Do you want the job? And he gave it to your father, and then your father went over and they took the job, and he paid the guy $25,000, and your father made $70,000 on the job or something. He's like, I paid that guy 25, and I made 50, and he just gave me the job. So if I got myself into a situation to where I'm like, oh shit, I can't perform on this because I don't have a performance bond, is there like an exit strategy to where I could like
No,
give it to somebody else or something?
no, that was a different scenario than what you're talking about. If you get awarded, look, just remember this. It's extremely easy to get out of a federal contract prior to award, but it's equally difficult to get out of a federal contract after award. Okay? And there can be some serious consequences. That doesn't mean that it happens every time, but there can be some serious consequences to defaulting on a federal contract. And so, proceed with caution, but I don't want to discourage you from going after this job. I mean, turn your bid in. Okay, are they are did you have to do a bid bond on the job?
No.
Well,
No.
then, and it's an RFQ, just turn your bid in and then do your due diligence and then make your look. Let's have a conversation after you get the phone call. For fuck's sake, maybe somebody else has been in this job for 150 grand and all we're doing is having an academic discussion.
Yeah, true. Well, I'm hitting. Yes, it's an RFQ I can get out. That's the other thing. I was listening to the training the other day, and your father just said bid the jobs because you can get out of them, and it dawned. Yeah, you're right. Okay, worry about that later.
Yeah,
And
let's have a future conversation. I mean, unless you
okay.
just want to talk turkey, and I'll sit here and talk turkey all you want, but
Well, I'm going through the exercise, and it's I see quite a few of these. I see quite a few jobs now to where they're starting to get over the 150 grand, and I'm like, I could actually, I could complete this. It's not out of my, scope of. It's not of. I can get it done. I understand what needs to be done, and I just don't want to go through the exercise if it just puts myself in a pickle. But if it's an RFQ, and I'll just deal with it after it's awarded to me.
Let's deal with it after.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to hit the submit button. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah, have a good one. Bye.